Hello friends, welcome to the online training on mathematical skills for competitive exams. In this session, we are going to see some problems in puzzles which are asked in some competitive exams like IBPS, RRB and CSIR Net. Section 4 Puzzles. Generally speaking, a puzzle is any task which satisfies two properties. Number 1, it is designed to entertain the solver. Number 2, there is a well-defined solution. There are various types of puzzles such as cryptic puzzles, logic puzzles, math puzzles, mechanical puzzles, word puzzles, riddles, etc. To solve riddles, you should have more practice or more reading. Without reading any puzzle book, if you see first time a riddle in your competitive exam, definitely it will take your time. So to avoid these kind of problems, start a habit of reading some standard puzzle book. It will refresh your mind also. Let us come to the topic. Problem 4.1. This type of problem is frequently asking in some standard competitive examinations. This problem is come under the topic logical puzzles. Maybe the question is big in size, but anyway it will contain more than 3 to 4 questions. Now come to the problem. Study the given information carefully and answer the following questions. 7 persons PQRSTUV are born in a month of March in different years. Their ages are calculated on the same month with respect to 2018. Note, if it is mentioned that a person's age is considered as the last 2 digits of another person's birth year, then it will be at any sequence. For example, if the age of X is considered as last 2 digit of birth year of Y, which is 1945, then the age of X might be either 45 or 54. None of the persons were born before 1974 and after 2008. P was born on 1998. The difference between the age of P and T is 5 years. R's age is equal to the last 2 digits of birth year of T, and his age is not an even number. U's age is a square number between T's age and R's age. S's age is half of the age of V's age, whose age is last 2 digits of U's birth year. The sum of ages of P and S is 2 more than that of ages of Q. Now the questions. What is the age of S? Number 2, which of the following year is the birth year of U? Number 3, if W was born between R and U, then which of the following can be the birth year of W? Solution. Given their ages are calculated on the same month with respect to 2018, and none of the persons were born before 1974 and after 2008. Therefore, all of their ages lies between 10 and 44. Here I make a table to represent the given conditions. First condition, P was born on 1998. Therefore, ages of P 20 and he was born on 1998. Condition 2, the difference between the ages of P and T is 5 years. Therefore, age of T is 25 or 15. If it is 25, T was born on 1993. If it is 15, T was born on 2003. Then condition number 3, R's age is equal to the last 2 digits of birth year of T and his age is not an even number. R's age is last 2 digits of birth year of T. Therefore, his age may be 93, 39, 30, 03. Here 93 and 03 are not possible because all of their ages lies between 10 and 44. Here 30 is also not possible because given that R's age is not an even number. Therefore, R's age is 39 and he was born at 1979. Using this condition, R's age 39, therefore T's birth year 1993. Therefore, the ages of T 25. Next condition, U's age is a square number between T's age and R's age. Therefore, U's age lies between 25 and 39. The square is 36. Therefore, his age is 36. He born on 1982. Next condition number 6. V's age is last two digit of U's birth year. Therefore, V's age 82 or 28. 82 is not possible. Therefore, V's age is 28. S age is half of the age of V's age. S age is half of the age of V's age. Therefore, it is equal to V by 2, 28 by 2, that is equal to 14. And the last condition, the sum of ages of P and S is 2 more than that of ages of Q. That is 20 plus 14 equal to Q plus 2. Therefore, Q equal to 32. Q was born at 1986. So I complete the table. Now we are easily answer the given question. First question, what is the age of S? From the table it is clear that age of S is 14. Question number 2, which of the following year is the birth year of U? From the table we see that birth year of U is 1982. Then question number 3, if W was born between R and U, then which of the following can be birth year of W? So R and U, so R 1979, U 1982. With this period in option A 1980 is correct. Therefore, A is the correct answer. All the following problems are from CSIR NET exam. Problem 4.2, Amar, Akbar and Andoni are three friends. One of whom is a doctor, another is an engineer, and the third is a professor. Amar is not an engineer. Akbar is the shortest. The tallest person is a doctor. The engineer's height is the geometric mean of the height of the other two. Then which of the following is true? Option A, Amar is a doctor and he is the tallest. Option B, Akbar is a professor and he is the tallest. Option C, Andoni is an engineer and he is shortest. Option D, Andoni is doctor and he is the tallest. Solution. First I rewrite the given condition and I give some numbers. Number 1, 2, Amar is not an engineer. Number 2, Akbar is shortest. Number 3, the tallest person is a doctor. Number 4, the engineer's height is the geometric mean of the heights of the other two. Here, the geometric mean definition is the geometric mean of A and B is equal to square root of A into B. Now here I am using condition 2. What is condition 2 is Akbar is the shortest. Using this condition only I can delete two options. Option B, Akbar is a professor and he is the tallest. So Akbar is not tallest, therefore this option B is wrong one. And option C, Andoni is shortest. Andoni is not shortest. Akbar is shortest. Therefore, option C is also wrong one. So, the remaining option A or D will be a correct one. Here, I use one table. The table contains the persons and their professions. Right? I fill the table using the given condition. Amar is not an engineer by condition number 2. Akbar is not a doctor by condition number 3 because Akbar is shortest, doctor is tallest. Therefore, Akbar is not doctor. Right? We left with only option A and D. First, I check option D. Suppose Andoni is doctor. Andoni is doctor and Andoni is tallest. Then Amar, by the table we know that Amar is not an engineer. Therefore, Amar is a professor. The remaining one is Akbar is an engineer. In this case, suppose I take height of the Andoni, Akbar and Amar. Suppose I take a height of Andoni equal to 6 and height of Amar equal to 5. Then by the condition 4, Akbar's height, because Akbar is engineer, Akbar's height equal to geometric mean of 6 and 5, that is equal to square root of 30, which is greater than 5 feet. Therefore, Akbar is not shortest, which is a contradiction. Therefore, this option is also a wrong one. Therefore, the correct answer is option A. Problem 4.3. Ajay, Bunty, Chinu and Deb were agent, baker, compounder and designer, but not necessarily in that order. Deb told the baker that Chinu is on his way. Ajay is sitting across the designer and next to the compounder. The designer didn't say anything. What is each person's occupation? Four options are given. Now solution. So condition number 1, they told the baker that Chinu is on his way. So Deb and Chinu are not bakers. Condition 2, Ajay is sitting across the designer and next to the compounder. So Ajay is neither the designer nor the compounder. And Chinu is on his way. Therefore, Chinu is neither the designer nor the compounder. Condition number 3, the designer didn't say anything. So Deb is not a designer. Using the above condition, I make one table like that, which contains all the persons and their professions. From the above conditions, it is clear that Chinu agent. Therefore, any one of option B or D is correct. In option B, Ajay is compounder. This is not possible. From the table, it is very clear that. Therefore, the correct option is D. Hereafter, first you read the problem and pause the video. First you try it, then play the solution. Right? Problem 4.4. One of the four, A, B, C and D, committed a crime. A said, I did it. B said, I did not. C said, B did it. D said, A did it. Who is lying? Option A, B, C, D. Solution. Note that there is only one liar and only one culprit who committed a crime. Right? So here I discuss all the four cases and I make a table. In the table, I count the number of liar and number of culprit. So we already note that number of liar and number of culprit will be only one. First case, suppose A is a liar, then B is also a liar. So A is a liar if and only if D is a liar. Right? Therefore, A and D are not answers. Now come to B. Suppose B is a liar. What B says that? B says that I did not. Suppose B is a liar, therefore the answer is B is the culprit. B says I did. B is the culprit. Already A said I did it. A is not a liar. Therefore, the number of culprits become 2. This is also wrong. Therefore, A, D and B is wrong. So C is the correct answer. So we will check the case C. Suppose C is the liar. That is, B is not the culprit. Therefore, number of liar 1. Number of culprit is also 1. Correct option. Therefore, the answer is option C. Next problem 4.5. If 100 cats catch 100 mice in 100 minutes, then how long will it take for 7 cats to catch 7 mice? Option A, 100 by 7 minutes. Option B, 100 minutes. Option C, 49 by 100 minutes. Option D, 7 minutes. Do you think this is an easy question? Try it and come to the solution. Solution. To understand this question, first we consider the following case. Suppose one cat catch one mouse in 1 minute. Then what about 2 cats? 2 cats catch 2 mice in 1 minute, not 2 minutes. Therefore, which imply 3 cats catch 3 mice in 1 minute. Now come to this question. Therefore, 7 cats catch 7 mice in 100 minutes. Therefore, the answer is B. Next problem 4.6. Of 3 persons A, B and C, one always lies while the other always speak the truth. C asked A, do you always speak the truth? Yes or no? He said something that C could not hear. So C asked B, what did A say? B replied, A said no. So who is the liar? Options A, B, C and cannot be determined. Solution. In this problem, C asked A and then asked B. Therefore, C is not in the game. So option C is wrong. Therefore, we have only 2 cases. Case 1, A liar, B truth speaker. Case 2, A truth speaker and B liar. First I consider case 1, A liar and B truth speaker. Therefore A replied yes and B replied yes. Therefore this case is wrong. Therefore case 2 is correct. I check the case 2. Case 2, A truth speaker, B liar. Therefore A replied yes but B replied no. Therefore this case is correct. B is the liar. Therefore the answer is B. Last problem, problem 4.7. A chocolate salesman is traveling with 3 boxes with 30 chocolates in each box. During his journey, he encounters 30 toll booths. Each toll booth, inspector takes 1 chocolate per box that contains chocolates as tax. What is the largest number of chocolates he can be left with after passing through all the toll booths? Options are 0, 30, 25, 20. Solution. So here I make a table which represent toll booth. Box 1 contains chocolates, box 2, box 3 and total chocolate. Initially in all the 3 boxes, each 30 chocolates, total 90 chocolates. After toll 1, box 1 29, box 2 29, box 3 29, total 87. Continuing like this, after toll 10, box 1 20, box 2 20, box 3 20, total 60. After 10th toll, he empty his box 3 and fill box 1 and box 2 with 30 chocolates each. Total 60 chocolates. Why he is doing like this? After 10th toll, the inspector take 1 chocolate from 1 boxes. That is from the chocolate boxes. In empty boxes, he didn't take any chocolate. Therefore, he doing like that. In the 11th booth, box 1 29, box 2 29, box 3 already empty, 58. Continuing like this, in the 25th toll, box 1 15, box 2 15, box 3 empty, total 30. After 25, he filled the box 1 by 30 chocolates, box 2 and box 3 are empty. Then 26th toll, 29, 0, 0, 29, continuing like this. After 30, 25, 0, 0. So he will go with 25 chocolates. So the correct answer is 25, option C. I hope you all are really enjoy the class. We may read some more problems in puzzle, but we don't have time. But you can make a habit of solving some puzzle book. It will really helpful to increase your logical ideas. Thank you for listening. Thank you.